What is up, guys? Bob's here, back on the Kingdom of Retro Gaming, and today I am back with another fun list for you guys. Today we are looking at strange tie-in and licensed video games. Now, when you think of licensed games, we usually think of Disney games like Jungle Book, Lion King, Aladdin, all on the SNES and Sega Mega Drive. Amazing games, very hard, but super fun to play and very well made. Then we've also got movie franchises, which have converted into the video game world amazingly well. Think James Bond, GoldenEye, one of the greatest multiplayer games of all time. But today, we're moving away from those ones, and today we're going to look at some of the weird, strange licensed games that seemingly came out of absolutely nowhere. So, without further ado, let's take a look.
First of all, we have WWE Crusher.
Welcome to the landscape of television now that WWE owner Mr. McMahon controls all the networks. Now you can see his WWE superstars in all your favorite TV shows and commercials. And though the critics continue to protest, you can't argue with success. In fact, Mr. McMahon is now revving up for his most anticipated and some say dangerous debut to date, a no-holds-barred battle where the superstars trade in their muscle for muscle cars.
Welcome to Crush Hour.
Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking this is just another wrestling game with a cool name. Maybe it's something to do with a timed element in matches or something, but you'd be very mistaken. This is a pretty obvious cash grab at the burgeoning vehicular combat trend that was going on at the time. Think Twisted Metal, Destruction Derby, Carmageddon, etc. It came out in 2003 on the PS2, GameCube, and DOS. The story is that Vince McMahon, the then owner of the WWE, don't Google him now, oof. He has taken over all the television networks and he has decided to put his wrestlers into cars to do battle with one another. Now, as a wrestling fan, it was actually pretty cool to see WWE guys in a different format. The levels were wrestling themed with names like Hell in a Cell, Hardcore, Cage Match, Lumberjack Match, King of the Ring, Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble, which were all names of different types of wrestling matches. The idea is to drive around picking up power-ups and using special moves to destroy your opponent's cars. While it doesn't really have the hours of gameplay that a normal wrestling game would have, it was a lot of fun back in the day and a fun footnote in WWE wrestling games. Next up, we have Shaq-fu on the Sega Mega Drive and SNES.
It's a Shaq attack, only this time he's not jamming the ball, he's slamming the enemy. Join Shaq in the fight against Set-Raw and his evil henchman Beast. You'll need strength, courage, intelligence, and skill. Kick into action in Shaq-fu from Electronic Arts.
As well as the Game Boy, Game Gear, and even the Amiga. Go Shaq! The story of this classic from 1994 was that the big man was on his way to a charity basketball match in Tokyo when he walks into a dojo and speaks with Ryotsu, a martial arts master, who then sends him to another dimension. We then play as Shaq in the second world, where he must rescue a boy named Nizu from the evil mummy Set-Ra. And no, I did not make any of that up. Now, surprisingly, the SNES version of the game actually received 83% from Games Master. However, in recent years, it has popped up on many a list of top 10 worst video games ever, which makes the fact that it received a 2018 sequel titled Shaq-fu: A Legend Reborn even more baffling. Credit to Shaq, though. He mentioned he was interested in martial arts and got his own game out of it. Gotta respect that. Next up, we have possibly the strangest licensed game of all time. Pepsi Man.
Wow!
Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. A superhero-esque character by the name of Pepsi Man, who runs around avoiding obstacles by running, dashing, and jumping. There are 4 stages divided into smaller sections where Pepsi Man needs to save dehydrated people by simply giving them a Pepsi. That's literally the entire premise of the game. Now, apparently, Pepsi Man is actually the Japanese mascot for Pepsi, whose backstory says that he used to be a scientist who was transformed into a superhero after coming into contact with, and I quote, Holy Pepsi. They even had other characters called Lemon Pepsi Man and Pepsi Woman. The game was Japan exclusive, but was all in English, which didn't really make any sense, and probably why it didn't sell very well. But there you go. Pepsi Man exists, and in another dimension, maybe the leader of a whole Pepsi Avengers style team. Next up is an MTV game, and based on my research for this video, I've realized MTV games could have their whole own video. But this one is based on a TV show that was one of my absolute favorites growing up as a teenager, MTV's Jackass.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass the Game.
Growing up, these guys were my actual heroes. Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, of course the legend that was Ryan Dunn. Rest in peace, random hero. This game was pretty nuts. It was released in 2007 on the PS2, PSP, and Nintendo DS. The idea behind the story mode was that you were the new director because Jeff Tremaine had, and I quote, injured his vagina, and you had to complete a load of mini games in order to complete the episode for MTV.
It's the first day of shooting the new season, and we still got to get the other guys here, and now we need a new director because that one broke the camera and sprained his vagina in the process.
Now we won't have to worry about him getting Aaron's mom pregnant.
There are 36 different stunts you have to complete to a satisfactory level in order for MTV to okay the stunt to be used in the episode. Some of these stunts were super famous from the show, like shopping trolleys, golf carts, and party boys dancing in random shops. Whilst others were created for the game, like Pachinko Precipice, where you had to kick Steve-O or one of the other jackasses down a mountain and try to break as many bones in his body before he hit the bottom. Classic Jackass. Now, the game was notable for the absence of Bam Margera, who did not appear in the game due to contractual commitments with Activision. The PS2 and PSP versions received mediocre reviews of 58%, while the DS version got a lowly 35%. It's certainly a game of its time, but as a kid who grew up with the Jackass TV show, movies, and endless spin-offs like Wild Boys and Viva La Bam, it is a huge nostalgia bomb for me, and I absolutely love it. Now, this last one is a case of saving the best or worst till last. It's the Sims-esque Playboy The Mansion. Boy, this one has not aged well. I actually have this on the original Xbox. It was also released on PS2 and Windows in 2005. Basically, you play as Hugh Hefner, and you have to build up the Playboy empire from scratch, starting with the magazine, building the Playboy Mansion, getting celebrity endorsements, you name it. Your character, Hef, can build either casual, business, or romantic relationships with other people in the game, and you can even attend the infamous Playboy parties in the grotto. Each month, you have to print an issue of the famous magazine, which entails hiring photographers, even though you are the one who takes the pictures during the photo shoots, and writers for each issue, and then do a cover shoot, as well as a celebrity interview and a centerfold, and a few more bits to fill out your issue. There are 12 missions in total, which range from printing an issue of the magazine to repairing relationships with different people and throwing epic parties. The game is 20 years old this year, so we can't really judge it for what it is, but knowing what we know now about Hugh Hefner and the lives that some of the girls led in that mansion, let's just say that we won't be getting a follow-up to this game anytime soon.
Hello, I'm Hugh Hefner. Congratulations on winning Playboy The Mansion. You're one of the few who can truly say they've walked a mile in my shoes. In December of 1953, I had $600 in a dream. That and a picture of Marilyn Monroe.